Salsa, good morning and welcome to day, oh my gosh, I'm losing count. I want to say 8. I'll have to fact check that. The view from my tent this morning. I don't know if you can see those craggy mountains beyond, but they are spectacular. The mosquitoes here are kind of big, loud, and dumb compared to the mosquitoes in the Caribbean. Caribbean mosquitoes are stealthy, fast. They sting you before you know it. These guys suck on a tent flap for no reason. So yesterday I did 10.5 miles. My feet were so tired. My body was tired. I camped at mile 757 and I had all these plans to cook because I had water for that. But I was so tired, I just couldn't do it. And also I was worried about the smell attracting bears. And I just didn't want to deal with bears sniffing around me because I just really wanted to conk out. So didn't cook, had trail mix for dinner, and actually I was the first one to camp in the area, and then a little while later this mule train of like, I don't know, it was maybe 40-ish mules and 6 guys, and they were on foot. They weren't on horseback, which I thought was kind of odd. I assume they work for the Park Service. They all had panniers, probably hauling stuff to and from the ranger station, I'm guessing. But I don't know, maybe budget cuts back so they can't have horses, I don't know. Anyway, I think they camped up the trail nearby. I heard a little bit of rustling around, you know, and then I didn't hear much at all. And another girl camped down the hill from me later on. It was a very quiet night. Had to get up in the middle of the night to take care of business. There was no moon. So there's just stunning stars. I mean, you could see the arms of the Milky Way, stars everywhere, satellites. It was beautiful. And it wasn't that cold last night either. So I didn't have too much trouble tossing and turning. I do find that my arms get cramped up because you're in a mummy bag and they're sort of held close to you. And at home I like to kind of spread them out all over the place. So that's probably my only real difficulty sleeping right now, but sleep's going well. This morning I feel pretty good. My blisters on my heels are feeling better. I mean, there's like a little bit of a dull ache, but it's not as bad as yesterday. You know, hopefully as the day goes on, it won't get much worse. We'll see. But I have another little over 10 miles today ahead of me to get to Crabtree Meadows, where I'm gonna try and meet up with Charla and Denise again, who did a little side trail to Soldier Lake, which, you know, it looked kind of like it would be pretty because I was walking above where they went, and through the trees I could see the mountains, so it looked like it might be a really pretty detour. So I'll have to find out from them what it was like. But on the topo map, the terrain looked a little more rough coming down from the lake. Like there were some switchbacks. I don't know how well maintained the trail is. And then there's some crossings over the creek, which I don't know if those are sketchy or not. I mean, I was just so kind of getting tired yesterday that I didn't want to deal with a bunch of uncertainty. And this part of the trail, for me, has been kind of cruisy. So, you know, if they say it's really good, then I'll just have to come back sometime. Not sure how well you can see this through the trees, but I'm hiking down into that canyon and back up to the tree line there. It's about 2.5 miles up. So I'm trying to get down to the canyon and start that climb before it gets too hot. It smells like smoke coming down into this Rock Creek Canyon area. It smelled like smoke last night too. In the middle of the night I caught a whiff of smoke. And then in the morning, my tent fly and bear can were covered with ashes. It's pretty early in the day to be having all this cloud action. Maybe some serious rain later today? Oy. So good to see fresh water flowing again. Yay. Okay, here we go. This is a pretty meadow near Rock Creek Camp. Look at that view. So gorgeous. I love these meadows with the giant granite mountains behind. Here's Rock Creek. First major creek crossing. So I'm at the Rock Creek crossing. It doesn't look too bad. There's a bunch of logs there and it's not even that deep. Just passed by Team Zero. They're taking it easy today because they only have to walk 7 miles, which for them is nothing. And I am going to camp out here for a little while. This is the last reliable water until around Whitney, which is where I'm hopefully meeting up with Charla and Denise again. So I am going to use this bountiful water to rinse my laundry, just rinse, no soap, just rinse, and soak my feet and cook some lunch, even though it's probably only 10 in the morning. And normally I'd be worried about getting up the hill in the heat in the next 2.5 miles, which is straight up. But because it's the last reliable water and I need water to do some of these chores, I'm just gonna chance it. Maybe the cloud cover will stay and it won't be too hot. And I can load up on water here and, you know, I'll go up. So that's the plan. Here's the crossing. No big deal. But I will put the camera in plastic just in case. And my little rest spot. There are mosquitoes though. You're way far away. There you go. Yeah, no one will know who you are.
Diane, if the weather gets bad, we may assume that you could make it and camp on this side too. That's another possibility.
It is a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just ran into Denise and Charla, who have found their trail names. They are now Tutu and Salsa. I'll explain that later. Anyway, so we made a plan to meet up tonight at Crabtree Meadows, just exactly when and where, which was great. And their hiking style is different. They like to just make miles and get to camp and chill. And mine is I do some miles, I need to take a break in the middle of it and rejuvenate my feet and rest, and then I like to saunter into camp later at night. So I'm soaking my feet now. I rinsed my laundry, and I think I'm gonna skip my lunch plan though, because the sky above is just looking really kind of sketchy early in the day, and I have to get up and over this Guyot Pass. It's not a huge pass, but it's 2.5 miles up. Before the weather gets really bad. So I'm gonna skip the lunch plan and I'm just gonna eat snacks again. Maybe I'll have 2 dinners to make up for it. And yeah, so after I soak my feet, I'm gonna get back on the trail. I'm gonna water up and then get back on the trail. Oh boy. Rest stop. So this is what I'm climbing at somewhere above 10,000 feet. And it keeps going up, looking like that. Almost to the top. Well, not the real top. It's the first top. There's a second top. But I asked Charla about that creature in the woods that makes the noise, and it's not bears rolling logs like I thought, or a turkey pheasant. She says it's a male grouse, and they make that sound, I guess, when they move their tail feathers up and down or something like that, maybe to impress the ladies, I'm not sure. But yeah, so at least it's not bears. That's a good thing. Wow, look how big this tree trunk is. Oh, I guess it's 2 trees. I guess that makes sense. This is a lodgepole pine, I believe. They don't usually get too big like that. So I'm not quite sure where I left off in the narrative. It started to rain at Rock Creek, so I had to put the camera away in a hurry. I met this guy, Hansen, from Holland, who is hiking the PCT. He got up to Crabtree and he decided to turn around and go back to Lone Pine because the altitude was bothering him. I guess he was having headaches and, you know, maybe some dizziness and the other symptoms. So I reminded him about the ranger shack that was just off the trail, and I said he should go visit that and see if they have something to help him. There's pills that you can take to help you with the altitude as he hikes back down. So he seemed grateful for that information. Hope you make it back, Hansen. Yeah, so rain. Quickly put the camera in the plastic bag. Don't worry, Ted, it was totally safe. I did the river crossing. You know, I took it slow, using the logs mostly. I tried a rock, it was slippery, so none of that. Glad to have the poles for that. That made it much more secure. Anyway, I'm hiking up this 2.5-mile mountain. Oh, and here's a hiker. Hello. Good, you got me talking to my video. So, anyway, 2.5-mile mountain. Trying to get over Guyot Pass before any potential thunderstorms or whatever start happening. So, there's a flat part, there's a creek, and then there's a steep set of switchbacks up ahead. I think the switchbacks are a 1/2 mile, I don't know. I'm lucky that it's cloudy today. That's just made this so much better. Alright, I'm gonna go. Guyot Creek with a near perfect little log bridge. Nice and easy. It's cute. What are these bugs doing? They look so busy. So I got rained on again and hailed on again. There's basically this summer thunder shower that's sort of come up. So I'm just below Guyot Pass, and there's no way I'm walking over that thing with a thunderstorm in progress. So I'm huddled up. I don't even know if this is focused. I'm huddled up under my little makeshift Z-Rest and backpack shelter. See, I got the backpack under there, and I got the Z-Rest. And then I'm huddled up against this gigantic pine tree that has a rain shadow where it doesn't get rained on. So I thought it was almost over, and then I heard this big clap of thunder. So I don't know, it seems to be blowing by, but I'm just gonna wait a little longer. Might as well eat a breakfast bar. Still waiting for the rain to pass, but here's my view. And here's this lovely giant tree that's protecting me. And my backpack got a little wet on the top, but it's lined. It's got a liner inside, so I'm not too worried about it. And yet another reason to have the full-length Z-Rest. Never thought I'd use it for shelter. I moved up the hill to a new tree. It's got more protection than the last one. and I can just sort of watch the top to see when it's a good time to go. But I got my backpack here, totally dry. This is all dry. Sitting on my Z-Rest this time. Poles. View. So yeah, just literally waiting out the storm. The trail is much easier to walk on after a rain. Not sure what happened here. Maybe a lightning strike? That is a crazy mess of tree. The trees around here are just unbelievable. They're just all so interesting. I smell campfire smoke. So I just realized that I came down this bit of trail into the Crabtree Meadows area that had incredible views of Crabtree Meadows and the mountains leading up to Whitney, and I totally forgot to film it. I took pictures, so I'll throw in some stills for you to see, but I forgot to bring out the camera. It was a very tricky trail with some of those gigantic horse steps, so you know, maybe it was a better thing that I didn't. Anyway, I'm almost there, and hopefully, I'm so hoping that Charlotte and Denise picked the nearer campground versus the farther one, because my feet are tired, but we'll see. Pretty. Crabtree Meadows. Okay, I seriously hope that's Salsa and Tutu over there in that awesome camp spot. Oop. Looks like I'm gonna have to put away the camera for this one. So pretty.
Oh, thank God this is you guys. Hi! I was over there and I saw the campsite with people in it and we were just thinking that smooth sailing coming this way right now. Oh my God. Isn't it just spectacular? And look at that marmot. Oh, those are little babies. Ah! I know. They are babies. Babies.
Oh, they're so cute. Marmot poop. Me too.
How was your day?
Was good. Eventful.
Eventful?
Well, you know, rain, hail,
Yep.
hiding under a tree for a while.
Yep.
There's a baby, so cute.
It's super cute.
Mama Marmot and her amazing real estate. How many years you been fly fishing?
Since I was 4.
Whoa.
That one jumped out of the water.
Whoa! Oh, it's an itty bitty one.
So beautiful.
I've been all over trout fishing, like Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Idaho, Oregon, Alaska. And I think this is the prettiest trout I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
You are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know something.
Dinner. There's my little tent. Alright, giving the new stove a try. And tonight's menu is carrots and lentil curry soup. Needs to cook a while longer though. Last. Oh, that's much better. So, yeah. I never know how to end these things. I always say, so yeah, so that's the plan. Okay, here we go. What's the good way to wrap up? I don't know.